And we're back. When I left off last night, it was we just killed Necklord. Let's see what Matthew's got for us today. this music. This fucking guy. Everything about that is just surreal. It's amazing that I can remember most of this stuff. Dude says you must have keen powers of eyesight. He's literally just hiding behind the walls. Whatever, buddy. Let me check my voices. That better? Awesome. I have the whole Let's Play up on YouTube as well. I'm doing it basically by episodes. I think I've got on, I think this is the 13th time. Just breaking apart into sections, in case anybody wants to go there to watch it. There are some answers you just can't resist the urge to click. Ah, shit. I should have brought him. I should have remembered that. I should have known better. What's wild is I knew about it, I remembered it from last night, and I did like a little recruitment drive instead of continuing to play, so I figured that I would just do this, you know, today. And here I am 20 minutes in and I'd already forgotten what I was initially planning on doing, because I'm smart. I think I'm pretty well up on my Stars of Destiny. Pesmerga hasn't appeared yet. Crowley won't join me yet. everyone else is further along, like Sonia and Kazim, Warren, Griffin, Vincent, Clive. I haven't gotten Clive. He won't appear. I can't remember what the trigger is to make him appear down in that hotel. I might need the castle a little bit bigger. And of course, Fudge. It's funny because typically in the first two games at least, Peshmerga and Uber suffer from the Boba Fett rule from Star Wars, where they don't really do anything, but they look really, really cool. So they're like immediately everybody's favorite characters, even though they're kind of irrelevant. Peshmerga far more than Uber, because Uber does actually do things, and you can go through the game technically and never get Peshmerga, but Uber's going to be there regardless. And when you get your copy of 3, Uber's a big deal.
What you going on about, Matt?
See? And the whole reason is because he looks cool. I'm not going to. Just know that, obviously, being that I said that, Uber is in 3 in some capacity, and personally, for me, I think he actually looks cooler than he does in 1 and 2. If I find a PlayStation 2 emulator, that'll probably be on my list to play through again. I like the fedora and just the man in black look that he had. Games like this, you typically see everyone in, heavy armor, really cool looking armor and stuff like that. And to have someone who now, at that point in the series, has 2 games worth of just pure badassery and evil about him, show up looking like he did in 3 it's actually a nice little touch. Dragons sound like elephants. Yeah. 3 takes place, again, this is no spoilers, but you know how all the countries are pretty much intertwined. This one is in the Tauren Republic, or the Scarlet Moon Empire, and the second one is in the city-states of Jowston. 3 takes place in the grasslands, so further west than where 2 is. So there are some returning elements and some familiar characters and NPCs and stuff like that. But again, there is a 15-year time jump. But it's in the grasslands, so typically it's not real heavy armor type stuff, more hot areas, and I guess people dressing, pardon me, lighter. This douchebag. This is infuriating because it requires all 5 of the blacksmiths, which means you have to have basically a free moment where nobody forces themselves along in your party to come all the way back out here just to get him. They put this giant, nasty boss fight before the save crystal. It's very rare to have a move that is that dickish. Flick's response is about what I would do. Was just bad. I usually try to find at least one thing on a game that, even if it sucks, I'll try to find one thing that I like. And for 4, the only thing I can think of that I enjoyed about it was the humanity of Snow's character. Like, out of all these games, everyone always reacts in certain ways, and it's always the hero way or the villain way and all that. And yet with Snow in 4, he reacts to almost every single situation about the most human way, which I thought was a nice touch. That being said, that does not change 4 from being a crap game. She just shushed Flick of the blue lightning. You don't do that.
In real life, if you shush the lightning gonna shush you for the rest of your life because it'll kill you. Well, most of the time, lightning will kill you because a lot of people have actually. Oh no, not a lot, because it's rare. Some people have survived a lightning strike.
I hate when I click too fast and skip a bit of dialogue. Four was one of those where it was just hard for me to love. 5 redeemed it. 5 was awesome. I enjoyed the Rune of Punishment. I love the design of it, so much so that I've got it tattooed on me. Even though the tattoo artist decided to...
Oh, the one where he decided to mix up orange and green?
He tried to go into his business again, and he colored the tips something that I did not want. I wanted to be a full-on rune of punishment, and he just thought it was a cool design, and it was in a spot that I couldn't see as he was doing it, so I couldn't tell him to, stop that shit. And I just kind of had to, when he got done and I looked in the mirror, I seen that it has little traces of green and orange on it, which really pissed me off. My initial plan, because I love the designs of the true runes, and I thought that, as a kid when I was playing these, that they were eventually going to release them all 27 of them in future installments of the game, so I was going to try to get all of them tattooed on me. As it stands, I only ended up getting 2 of them tattooed on me because I kind of ran out of some space from where I wanted them. Yeah. I might be able to show you.
The bright
Give me
light.
one sec.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I guess that goes for both you, the audience.
That's not what I'm doing to fall asleep. You can hear and see how fast I'm smacking the bottle's stomach. He said the hearing sounded like.
It would be, but now, I got that like 10 years ago, and recently I was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, which now puts tattoos out of the question, so I can't get them anymore. So I'm just kind of stuck with a orange and green tipped rune of punishment, which sucks. However, silver linings, the guy that did it, he actually also did, now again, being that you haven't played 3 yet, the main drive, or the main rune in 3 is, it's around the true fire rune. Like, that's the overall story arc, whereas this one is about the soul eater, 2 is the rune of the beginning, 4 is rune of punishment, and 5 is the sun rune. 3 is about the true fire rune. Now, he did do a very nice true fire rune on me, which is that, which I really, really liked. I love the design. I wanted the soul eater on my wrist, the way that the runes are supposed to be. Yeah. I was only diagnosed in January of this year, and I haven't had a tattoo in about 10 years now. Mainly because, when I was a kid, I got so many after I turned 18. And then I stopped because they started to get more and more pricey, like a lot more pricey. Something that I paid $200 for in 1998 would cost about $700 now. And I'm just like, yeah, it's not really worth it. But that being said, as far as the room designs go, again, without spoiling 3 for you, 3 has my favorite designs and probably my favorite character and my favorite rune. And I'll say no more about that until you play it. I did like how everything is on the right hand except for the rune of punishment. And I was going to get that on my left hand, but I'd had some earlier tattoos on my left arm that came a little bit further down to the wrist, so I couldn't get the rune of punishment there. So I decided just to get it piled on with one arm, and to my later regret, I got it to where someplace that was not readily visible for me, so I couldn't watch the guy doing it, and I ended up with a green and orange tipped rune of punishment. Not that I'm salty about that. As you're speaking of perfect files, though, for 4, I have to tell you, if you're watching anything of what I'm doing and you see any of my stat screens or anything like that, you will very obviously see that I've put in some tweaks on here just to make the game go faster for myself, a little bit more fun, get rid of a bunch of filler, like having an instant level up to 99 and somebody with a champion rune, so I don't have to deal with stupid random battles all the time. I still have my original saves on my PlayStation 1 memory cards, and probably my best accomplishment in 2, the file has about 130 hours on it, and it is every single character's Richmond investigations complete. Now, if you never did that because you're not a psycho like me, then you may not know that Richmond takes 10 minutes real time to do an investigation on one character. And he, for the most part, each character has 4 secrets, so that's 40 minutes per character. Some only have 3, but still you're looking at 30 minutes per character at the very least. And there are over 108 characters in Suikoden 2 because, you know, you got to count the squirrels. If you get the octopus, then you can get the babies. I think it went a lot quicker in 5, though. I don't remember the exact timing. I know Richmond was absolute hell because it was that 10 minutes real time, so you couldn't necessarily do anything that would take a lot of time because you want to maximize the output that he can do, so you want to just sit there, start an investigation, maybe go play the cooking game or go play some mini games and then come back 10 minutes later. The fact that I did that, I won't do it again. Was it Obero in 5 that did the investigations?
Saying much about saying once and didn't even write a script for the video or live stream, whatever you're doing.
Say what, buddy?
saying or when you didn't even write a script for whatever you're doing?
Because I'm not mommy and I don't have to say or in between every single word.
And you don't go through a lot of drive-thrus like she does.
This is true. This is very true. You got Minecraft on your brain today?
Yep, I'm gonna make another skin with a blue sweatshirt.
Fantastic.
Sweater.
Come tell Daddy when you're done. I'll come look at it.
Okay.
Barbarossa's not a bad guy. Yeet. It is very rare to find another Suiko fan. Granted, I do enjoy the Final Fantasy games. They're amongst my favorite games. But when you start talking about RPGs, that's usually the first ones that people just start puking about. I get it. Final Fantasy VII was most people's first real jump into RPGs. And they are going to look at it through rose-colored glasses for the rest of their life. So much so that they refuse to believe that 8 is a superior game in every single aspect to 7. Then you get the people that the hipster nerds who like to say that they've been playing the series for 30 years and 6 is the absolute best. And I'm like, I mean, it was alright. It certainly didn't move the earth. But when you look at it through nostalgia goggles, then yeah, I can see that. But for me, this series was always better because it's like they all tied in together, which I really, really liked. This is so sad. And it was like this story was actually building towards something rather than just you know, ultimate random evil pops up and wants to destroy the world, which is damn near every Final Fantasy. And in case you were curious, my personal favorite in the Final Fantasy series is 8 and Tactics. I find Tactics to have the most incredible story out of the entire series. But to me, 8 was the better game as far as the main numbered series. And I enjoyed 10 as well. Now, I did like 7. It depends on what day of the week whether I like 9 or not. I could be playing it and be pissed off thinking about it. I am sad to say that I played 11 for about 15 years before I finally quit that last year. 12 I absolutely despised when I played it when it first came out. But recently I picked up the Zodiac Age. Well, excuse me, my daughter bought me the Zodiac Age for one of my birthdays a few years back. And I played that after I was playing The Witcher 3, which sucked. I hate that game so much. I don't understand why it gets the praise that it does, and everyone is just swinging from it, saying how, oh my god, The Witcher 3 is so great. Geralt of Rivia is just the most complete character, and is just an amazing game, and it's really not. It's like a crappy God of War plopped down into a Skyrim sandbox, and the fan base for that game is just rabid. Like if you dare say that The Witcher 3 is not the greatest game of all time, then people are gonna get pissed. People are gonna get really pissed. But that game, I bought that around Halloween because the PlayStation Network had a good sale on any monsterish type games. And I played it, and it left such a bad taste in my mouth that I just started playing through some of my backlog and ended up on Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age. And when I played that this time, I developed a bit more of an appreciation for it. And now I actually look at it as it's one of my favorite ones out of the series. Okay, I'm going to stop this just for a minute, just so I can save the video and upload it. I'm going to be right back streaming the next episode of this in probably 3 to 4 minutes if you want to hang around, and I'll continue blabbing about nonsense. Give me just a few minutes and I'll be right back.